Why isn't it?
No use!
It's just not. Why not, you stupid?
We've covered Sonic stages, the President's #1 stages.
He and the President are roller derby league.
Now it's time to go over Silver's stages in P06. Starting with number 8, after 3 separate runs through the stage, I can say with 100% certainty, this train isn't that radical. So Silver's version of the stage is literally just Sonic's. And in this case, that's not a good thing. Usually, stages get vastly modified to fit Silver's slower and more platform-orientated gameplay style. Not here though. Same layout and same enemies as Sonic. And since this is the same layout, it ends up becoming a huge drag as it was made for Sonic's speed. Like, take a look at this. Even with Silver's improved dash, this last part of the stage is incredibly awkward.
Come on. Move it. Could you be any slower?
So yeah, it was pretty easy to place Radical Train last once again. Not even Silver being able to grind on rails could save it from being dead last. Number 7, Wide Acropolis, another case of Silver's gameplay style not working for Sonic-made stages. It's the exact same version again, just with different variables. Those being that you start off as Blaze on the second half of Sonic's board section, barreling your way through enemies and running from the same snowball once again. Once again, move your analog stick towards you when in this view. Otherwise...
What a great reward!
You then switch to Silver, arriving at those mountains that Tails and Rouge flew through before. Once you've got through those, you once again gotta get to the entrance of Eggman's base, and honestly, this part of the stage just feels like it's missing something. Maybe that's why Shadow blowing up the searchlights in his version makes sense. With Silver, you're just getting to the goal here, like Sonic is, and I think because it's just Sonic's version of the stage again, is why I feel like there's something lacking here. Number 6, Aquatic Base. Yeah, we're still on that we've seen this before grind, with Silver's version of the stage being quite similar to Shadow's. This time though, it makes sense, seeing as both their versions start the same, just from different perspectives, depending on whose version you play. So again, starting with destroying everything with the power of the President's #1.
You know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window.
How annoying.
Traveling through rooms of Silver and destroying everything in your way in the process. Now, there is something pretty crazy to talk about here. So, Chaos X added some new abilities for our Hedgehog heroes. Well, nothing new was added for Sonic, but you can find his gems hidden throughout his stages. Shadow can unlock the ability to basically giving him his own super form, because you know the Chaos forms just weren't enough power for you guys, clearly. Silver though was given the best treatment, gifted with free upgrades. We'll go over the other two when we get to them, but for this stage, by opening up this optional door, you can go through a bit of a puzzle where all the switches need to be turned on, but at the end...
The Flame of Control? The Psychic Knife? Yo, Generations? Yo, dude, that's so cool!
So yeah, that part of the stage is awesome, and to be honest, it's the only reason why Silver's Aquatic Base wasn't any low on this list. Number 5, Tropical Jungle. Okay, so we've got some original content here. Silver's version of the jungle is completely different to Sonic's. You find yourself at these submerged ancient ruins, where you've got to use Silver's psychic abilities to cross through the architecture, using the environment around you, from using logs and lily pads to jump to higher platforms, to using these massive balls to tear through enemies. You know, if you're tired of using Silver's overpoweredness alone to destroy everything in sight. So yeah, sounds good. Why is it this low on the list? Well, thankfully it's just because the rest of Silver's stages are better quality-wise, with all the fixes Chaos X has implemented to 06 to amplify how fun these stages can be.
Look man, look at what we doing, okay? We is robbing the place, okay? This dude right here, he's just standing there like nothing's going on, okay? He's chilling. Alright, that's a whole anime protagonist. I wouldn't mess with him.
Number 4, Crisis City. Silver's version takes things a lot slower, mainly to get you to grips on how Silver as a whole works, seeing as this is his first stage. Unless, you know, you're one of those speedrunners. Like, you know Meta Runner, that animated series on YouTube? Well, you see, that's actually based off a true story. It's based off these guys.
Yo, let's go! PB!
How the blood-soaked Protestant hell did you do that?
Anyways, you go through the city at a moderately slow pace, destroying bits of roads to get across further into the city, and creating platforms to jump on at certain points of the stage. I won't lie, the camera is a pain to deal with during these platforming parts. After that, you get to travel through the city at a quicker pace as Blaze, barrel rolling through Iblis's monsters before racing to Iblis himself, who awaits your arrival at the middle of the city, which you get to by traveling across destroyed skyscrapers. A good stage to showcase most of the basic things Silver brings to the table. Number 3, the Dusty Desert. Talk about a glow up! I'm not just saying that because Silver glows. This was without a doubt the worst stage in the original 06. Why? Well, it's quite simple.
Get it off! Oh, fuck off! Get out! My eyes are bleached! Get that away from me!
finale.
I am pleased to inform you all that this stage is now much more tolerable. Chaos X is literally the Ten Hag meme. What do you mean you can't perform miracles? You start out by going through the many traps of the desert ruins with both Silver and Amy. The globes continue here because Amy has been completely redefined in P06. Once you've reached the deepest parts of the ruins, it's time for the improved ball puzzle section. Besides the improved physics, you can now keep the ball in place with Silver's psychic powers. There's now proper walls to stop it from going into the one holes, pause. There's even a black hole-like part at the end where the ball gets sucked into the correct hole. Again, pause. Let's not forget the ability you can unlock here as well. Before the ball section, there's these switches you can find by destroying the statues. Push them in the correct order to open up another wall that takes you into the darker part of the ruins, where at the end,
Lotus of Resilience. You can now curl and spin when jumping. Let's go! Silver's got the spin jump, baby. Look at that. Dude, he can spin jump.
Silver, my man, you have officially been redeemed. Just like his version of Dusty Desert has. Number 2, the Flame Core. A difficult stage worthy of being Silver's finale. It's made to fit Silver's style of play this time around. Not just that, but Chaos X added a whole starting part with Blaze which wasn't in the original 06. You then switch back into Silver, and the theme of the stage is basically to use his powers to elevate these pillars to platform onto to advance through the level quicker. The catch is you need to jump onto the platforms before basically they reach maximum hardness.
Pause.
Like the other 2 times in the stage, yes, you jump into the volcano.
Here we go again.
Then the rest of the stage is you trying to get through the volcano's cavern straight into the heart where Iblis's power is cooking up a storm. Once you reach the giant meatball and blow it up with a psychic attack even more powerful than an Alakazam's, you can then head into the deepest part of the cavern to end the stage. Unless you've got yourself an S rank on every Silver stage. If you have, you will then unlock Silver's ultimate power.
That was not the cutscene I remembered. Yo! The Sigil of Awakening. Okay, so we got the maturity meter to briefly awaken an ESP power-up. Booyah! That's so cool. So you get a 35% discount on your meter. You automatically paralyze enemies that come near. Sun Slap is an insta-kill on stunned enemies. And you reflect projectiles automatically? That's so sick.
Basically the perfect tool for all the meta runners that speed through this game. But like Crisis City was a great difficult starter stage, Flame Core is a great difficult final stage, which truly does test how quickly you can maneuver with Silver's abilities. And to close this list off, we have the Valley in the Kingdom.
This looked like the pilot episode to his anime.
Silver and Sonic have to work together to get through the valley and catch up to Eggman, and this stage is a literal playground for Silver's abilities, destroying pillars either with your psychic blast / blades or using the environment around you, going through hordes and hordes of enemies, some packing that firepower which you can just throw back at them, some decent platforming to test how well you can use Silver's levitation, whilst bits of the valley end up crumbling underneath you as you engage in combat. Then in the second section, as the music picks up, you have a quick fire round playing as Sonic, the music telling you may be running out of time to catch the Doctor whilst you continue to travel through this beautiful stage. Then as Silver, you gotta destroy and use the said destroyed pillars to reach the wild braviary that nearly dunks you into the water like the ass he is, before finishing up with a final sweep of Eggman's machines. I love this stage from start to finish, and it's the stage I've come back to play the most out of the 8 that the White Hedgehog has to offer. It's playing this stage that has helped me improve my overall performance when playing as it. Silver is awesome. You know what else is awesome? The stage, which is why it's number 1. Silver the Hedgehog, redeemed. Sonic 06, redeemed. I shall ask you again, Chaos X. What do you mean you can't perform miracles?